Hey, good morning. Good morning. This is Jay Moore, your healthy accountant. And today I want to welcome you to the Enlightenment series here on Facebook. And today's title is Expect to Win. Expect to win. Guys, this week, the overall theme has been how to make faith great again. How to make faith great again. And so yesterday we talked about the practice before the game. And today we're talking about expect to win or expecting to win. Guys, this goes so far when you're talking about faith because faith, well, here's the definition. Faith is is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So if we're thinking about faith and how this faith can be applied to our own lives, I'm going to go into the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 40. It says verse 40 through, no, I'm sorry, verse 40 starts where the woman who is going to be healed, where that story starts. But I'm going to start at 42 and I'm going to go down to 44. And it says, in the crowd was a woman who had been menstruating almost continuously for 12 years. She had spent all her money on doctors, but no one was able to help her. She squeezed through the crowd, getting closer and closer to Jesus. Finally, as she came up behind him, she reached out and touched the edge of his robe. Instantly, guys, her bleeding stopped. At that moment, she knew she was healed because she sensed it in her body. Jesus stopped. I'm going to read verse 45. Looked around and said, "Who touched me?" Everyone nearby denied having touched him. Then Peter said, "Master, everyone is pushing and shoving to get close to you. How can you ask, 'Who touched me?'" Keep reading, guys, because this is a powerful a text on faith. Someone who had been written off. The doctor said, "Hey, we can't heal you." You know, multiple doctors are being called in to look at this woman and how she's not getting better. 12 years. If you're a woman and you're listening to this, you're probably saying, if I had my cycle for 12 years, man, I don't know, like really, how uncomfortable is this? Back in those days, if you were on your cycle, like, you're not even supposed to be, no one can touch you. So if you were married, you can't be with your husband. That was taboo. So here it is. She's got this problem of constant bleeding, menstruating for 12 years. But she heard something. She had gone to all of the doctors, so nothing could be done. But do you think she was sitting around in her house saying there's no way that this could get done? She was still looking. She was still looking for a new doctor. She was still trying to figure out if there was somebody else. And here it is. Someone comes to town and she heard about this someone. She says, "Man, wait a second. I've heard this guy's been healing people. He's been helping people. You know what? I bet you he can heal me. And you know what? I probably, she couldn't even get to him. She couldn't even get to him. So she had to get down on the ground. She had to press through the crowd only just to touch him. I mean, can you imagine your faith, your expectation of winning the game, your expectation of, getting the good grade, your expectation of losing the 50 pounds, your expectation of, earning the amount of money you need to pay that bill that you need to pay today, or, your expectation to help someone else. Your expectation is what's going to guide you through. And if we look at what she did in the text was believed. She used the only thing she had left, which was her mind. And she believed in her mind that there was somebody else, there was something else that she could do to get herself healed. And she pressed on. She pressed through. She touched him, and she was healed. Now, Jesus, having been touched by so many people, the reason why he decided that he had to pay attention to what happened is because he felt someone with great faith had touched him. Because anyone that has that kind of faith to believe that I don't even have to talk to him, all I have to do is touch him, that is a person that is expecting to win. I've got a quote from Zig Ziglar. Love Zig, man. Zig is an awesome storyteller, and awesome. I mean, he was an awesome leader, helping people in their lives. And so it says, "For it's out of our souls that our attitudes flows, and your attitudes will determine your altitude in life. The depth of your spirit will determine the height of your success. The depth of your spirit will determine your height of your success." You know, a few years ago, when I was searching, I guess I was searching for myself. Does anyone search for themselves where they're trying to figure out what they have to do or who they really are? And I was really searching for me. And I went on a journey. I went on a journey of weight loss. Would never do that before. You know, a lot of people didn't even think I needed to lose weight because, you know, I'm 6'3", you know, maybe 6'3" and a half. You know, I've always been slim, athletic. And here it was. I knew I needed to do something with my body. But more importantly, it wasn't just my body that I knew I needed to do something with. I needed to do something about the generational health curses that run in my family. And, you know, both my grandfathers died of heart attacks in the early 50s. My father's grandmother died of complications from stroke due to diabetes and everything else that came with that. I think she had a leg amputated. My other grandmother, she didn't die of any of those diseases. She had Alzheimer's, which there's probably a whole lot of other things that contribute to that. But when I looked at it, I said, you know what, I've got to make a change in my own life. You know, I just started having kids, and I knew that I wanted something better for them. I want something better for the generations to come behind me. So I started on a journey. I started the journey of health. And I realized after a few years that health is more than just physical, it's more than just losing weight. Health is spiritual. And the highest level of health is in your spiritual life. That's why I do this program. The highest level of health is your spiritual life, your mental attitude, how you see the world, your perspective, your faith, your belief. This is the highest level of health that you can attain in this world. And when I went on this journey of physical health, I saw that physical health is connected to spiritual health. Spiritual health is connected to mental health. Mental health is connected to financial health. Financial health is connected to relationship health. All of these healths are connected. And I go on this journey of weight loss, succeeded 30 pounds, 20 pounds, been able to just continue, and, you know, getting better with. And, you know, I realized that my belief now is that when you look at yourself, when you see you for who you are, that's when everything changes. See, this week when, you know, we created this title, How to Make Faith Great Again. You say again, Jay, well, when was it great? It was great when you didn't know you had to think. Now that you and I have to think, then it gets harder. When you were a young person, when you were a baby, you didn't have to think. But thinking, you would think is easy. Thinking, you would think is something that you do on a daily basis when most people do not think. They do things out of habit. They do things out of repetition. That's where practice comes in. But if you're practicing the wrong things, you can't expect to win the things that you want. It's not even possible. So, guys, going down this journey brought me to a place where enlightenment was born. Literally, this program born because I was enlightened of things that was sitting in front of me for years and years. You know, the Bible, the greatest book ever written. The greatest book ever written. If you don't read it, if you've never read it, then you're missing out on the greatest book that's ever written. There's no health book that's better than the Bible. There's no business book that's better than the Bible. There is no spiritual book. There's no kind of book that's better than the Bible, because the Bible is the foundation of all things positive. Anything that you read in another book that's positive, somebody was reading the Bible. Somebody read the principles in there. So when I realized that all of these health, mental, spiritual, financial, relationships, all of it is is tied together, then it was almost like a light went on. A light went on, and I said, wow, it's time to win. It's time to put first things first. It's time to do things that I'm talking about can bring, nervous tension to your body every day. Every day to come and speak here for you. You might be listening on YouTube. You may find me on YouTube because now you're in a place and you want to win. And there's a lot of places that you're going to find information, especially on YouTube or on Facebook. Guys, today I want you to make faith great again. I want you to have the expectation that everything that you think positively is yours. And when you think of something that's negative, that's in the past, or you're getting that feeling that says you can't do it, I want you to jump up. I want you to jump out of your seat. I want you to raise your hands up. Tony Robbins talks about this, in how when you can change the state of your body, just by changing the state of your body, you can send yourself back into positivity. But if you don't change your state and you stay thinking about the past, thinking about, all the wrongs you've done, thinking about or not even thinking, but allowing the old you, the part of you that doesn't know that you really want something, to tear you down, which this happens every single day. I see it every day. Doctors are torn down in their own minds. Accountants are torn down in their own minds by themselves. Lawyers everyone has this thing inside that will point their finger and say, you are full of crap. You can't do it. You've never done it. Then they will say stuff like, your mama never did it. Your daddy never did it. No one in your family's ever did it, so you can't do it. When this happens, jump up. I expect to win today. I will win today. Can't win tomorrow. You can't focus on tomorrow. You can't focus on yesterday. I expect to win today. Your faith, how to make it great? Expect to win. How to make your faith great? Practice before the game. How to make your faith great again? Know exactly what you want. How to make faith great again? You got to understand that desire that you got down deep inside. How to make faith great again? Tomorrow we're going to talk about always expect the best. Always expect the best. See, because when you go through these steps, the desire, having the desire to get through it. When you go through the step of knowing exactly what you want, most people don't know what they want. I can guarantee you, if you sat down right now, could you write down everything you want in life for you without saying that you can't do it? Can you do it? You got to know this stuff. You know, expanding past the preconceived limits. See, a friend of mine asked me, good friend of mine, a guy named Charles Nickens, seven-figure barber on Instagram. Check him out if you're in the DC, Bmore area. And he asked me, because we were involved in a business opportunity a couple of years ago. He says, Jay, why are you doing this? What do you want? And so I said to him, I said, man, Chuck, man, I want to help people remove limiting beliefs from themselves. It just came out. I never helped anybody remove a limiting belief. In fact, at that moment, I still had plenty of limiting beliefs. I'm so thankful he asked me the question. Here's why. I said something that I wanted. I want to help people remove limiting beliefs. Enlightenment, the series here on Facebook, on YouTube. If you have a limiting belief and you follow the growth of this program, you will remove your limiting beliefs if you want to. So expanding past beliefs is what you must do to make faith great again. Practice before the game. Got to put in the time, man. You got to shoot free throws, right? You got to do the basic dribble moves. You've got to get out there and run around that track, and you got to do all the exercises in the gym, and you got to practice. You got to be in the right state of mind. Practice. And then when you hit the floor to play the game, when you wake up in the morning to get started, when you decide to jump in the car, when you decide to head to that destination, your belief is expecting to win. You expect that you will win. There's no thinking at that point. Michael Jordan said in his documentary that once you get to the game, there's no thinking. It's just doing. So you want to get to the game. You want to start your day knowing that you are prosperous, knowing that you are a winner. And so as I close this out today, guys, tomorrow, how do you expect the best every single day? How do you do it? We're going to discuss that last phase of making your faith great again. Be sure to come back here tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock a.m., for the last installment of How to Make Faith Great Again. All right, guys, I appreciate you for joining me. I'm Jay Moore, your healthy accountant, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. God bless you and take care.